Hey, it's Al Angelo from A Plus Racing, bringing you another exciting video on our... Hey, this ain't my Econo build Spec Miata. Oh, but wait, you got to see this, okay? So let me get out of it. I got to show you this car. This thing is awesome. Okay, I'm in Florida. I came here to shoot the IDPA State Championship. I did a little bit of fishing. I got to meet one of our subscribers. Him and I have been chatting for about a year now, been planning to cross paths. We finally did it. I'm in his house with he is building a Spec Miata along with us in our Spec Miata. And so you got to see what a nice job that Brian and his son Owen. Come on in here, Brian and Owen. So Brian and Owen, they built this car. They're using a lot of our videos. And I'll tell you what, Brian, why don't you go ahead and show them what you've done? You guys show them. This is a family project.
Actually, I'm gonna let my son walk you through. So he remembers what Dad did. This has been a long time in the making, and I believe we picked this car up towards the end of 2021. And it sat in the garage for a good while until we figured out what we needed to do with it. And that's when we ended up taking it to the cage builder. Autotechnic down in Fort Myers did a great job with it. It's been completely rebuilt, regutted, new hardware. It's gorgeous, repainted. So he did a great job with that. Brand new cage in it. And then from there, we've just been doing small projects on it to get it closer and closer to SCCA legal specifications. We've got the full suspension put on it, Mazda Penske's. We've got Toyo tires with Jungblood racing wheels on it. And then we've pretty much redone the whole interior with Max Pappas seat and steering wheel. I think that's about it as of right now, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon, so we have a lot more to go, but the build's come along pretty nicely from what we started at. So
I want to show you the fine details they put into this. Come here and take a look. They went top cabin, FIA racing seats, FIA racing bells. Take a look at this dash. I mean, this thing could go to a car show. I'm embarrassed when I look at this car compared to my cars. And wait till let's go to the other side. You got to see the fire system they got put in it. I mean, everything is well done. He's still in the process of wrapping it, all nicely painted. Got his Penske's in there. I'll talk to him about moving that battery around because I don't like that. But look at the fire system, what a clean job they did on the fire system. I really like that they've got the kill switch up there on the dash. I've always wanted to do that. Everything on this is really clean. The airbag, delete. I mean, they did a wonderful job on this car. All right. I'm really glad that they invited me over to take a look at it. Okay. So what I'm going to do a video on today is I'm going to do a video on how to replace the hub bearing on your Miata. They go out all the time. I'm going to show you the tricks I use. There are two ways of doing it. One is I can use a press, which I'm going to do that one first. And then I'll probably do another video because maybe not everybody has a press. And so if you don't have a press, then what I'll do is I'll do a video on how I replace the hub bearings with a vise and a hammer. All right? And we'll be right back. Hey, it's Al Angelo from, A Plus Racing. And I'm bringing you a video on how to rebuild the rear hub. I hope you liked my introduction that was in Florida. Those guys were great. Hey, so we're back here in California at the auto shop, and I picked up a hub from my buddies at H&R Auto Dismantling. H&M Auto Dismantling. It says that up there. And so I want to go ahead and go through about what I'm looking for in the hub and then what I'm going to do to it. So first thing, I want to make sure that this bushing right here is in good shape. Sometimes they wobble around, they come loose, sometimes even just fall out. And so this one's in good shape. It came off a car that didn't get hit in the rear, got hit in the front. So this is probably not bent because they do get bent from time to time. As you can see, it still has the stock studs on it. We'll probably be replacing those. I want to make sure that the splines are in pretty good shape. And although this could be cleaned up a little bit, I think that this is going to be a good hub. It still has the shield on there, and that's one of the first things I'm going to remove. And so the way that I remove it is if my camera person can come in here and zoom in real close. You can see like this is the thinnest part of the sheet metal that this protector, cover, air, chingadera. So I'm just going to take a chisel and I'm just going to break it. So I'm just going to try to cut it and break it off. We're getting serious now. There it is. Okay. Then we'll just take it over to the vise and we'll hold it in there. And then I'll go ahead and I'll bend this thing off of there. And then we'll just be down to the upright. And then I have a Timken bearing that I'm going to install in. And so I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. So let me go and remove this, this little tin cover here and we'll be right back. Okay, check it out. I got that shield off of there. Yeah, that was a pain in the butt. But yeah, you just break it off and then bend the crap out of it. Actually, I had one of the kids help me. They beat it up with a hammer. All right, take some of their aggression out for homework. So now I got it like this, okay? So I'm going to use this old press that's been at the school forever. I've got a Harbor Freight one I use at home, and it works pretty good. But, well, I think we can do it with this. All right, so the first thing I got to do is I got to remove this hub part right here that has the wheel studs. And it presses in from the back. You can kind of see like this is the bearing, and then that's the hub. So you're going to kind of have to look over my shoulder as I do this. And I kind of rig this thing up in a way that, see, I don't know if that was the way. Maybe it's this way. Oh yeah, there we go. I think that's better. All right, so I'm going to put that there. And then look for some spacers like this. That one there. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. We're going to tighten this up. Bring it down. Okay, that's coming out. Okay. Bingo. All right. Oops. Okay. So now you see that I have the hub part out. There's a snap ring right here, right, that I'm going to go ahead and take off. So I got to go get the snap ring pliers. We're going to pull that out. Once we get that out, then what we do is we press the bearing out from this side. So that's when I use this one and I push it that way. Okay. So now if I get the other part that fell out, the hub. All right. So here's the hub right here. Okay. And what I need to do, this is the race to the bearing. So I need to separate it from the hub. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a chisel right here on this line and kind of push it back a little bit. And then I'll use one of these to grab it. And then we're going to press that race off. And then that will enable me to put this on with the whole new bearing. I know it's a lot of steps, okay? It's not that difficult. All right, so the next step that I'm going to do is I'll do this first, all right? So we'll be right back. I'm going to set it up in the vise, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we just mounted it on the vise. I'm going to put the chisel right here, and then you can see it just comes right back, okay? And that's plenty. That's all I really need, all right? Okay, back to the press. All right. So I use one of these, okay, and I'm going to open it up. I think I can get away with this little one. I also have a real big one. I usually just let the kids do this. I don't like doing hub bearings. All right. Okay, so I've got this clamped underneath there like that. And then, let's see. Open that up. Okay. position this under there. All right. Hopefully I got enough room. Yeah, it's like I've done this before. We ran out of RAM. Okay, I think it's this one. All right, we're gonna have to get creative. Let's see. I can probably gain about 1/8 of an inch with this plate on there. But that might be enough to where I can get that other part underneath there. Looks like it's not that on there that hard either. I could probably just pound it off with a hammer and a chisel. Let's see, can I get this on underneath there? Nope. And this one's even taller. I got something that's in here I can use. We'll be back in a minute. Okay. Okay. Hey, I've pressed these off before to where I've seen that this is all screwed up. This one's in really, really good shape. So I'm pretty happy with the condition of this. So we're going to get this all cleaned up. And so this is the inner race of the bearing. And if I wanted to look at it to see if it was good or bad, what I'm looking for is pits in here. And I don't see any pits in this one. This was probably a good hub. But I always like to rebuild them before I put them on the car. You know, it's a matter of the price of the bearing, like $60. Sometimes you can get the bearing for like $40. But so I just like to rebuild them, and then I have them in stock. So when I need one, boom, I know it's ready to go, and we just put it on. Okay, so this is done, and now we need to go back to this. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to find a pair of snap ring pliers for this, and then I'll show you how we get this out. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I have my snap ring pliers here. All right, and I'm just going to grab that ring right there with the snap ring pliers. I put my thumb here so that it doesn't go flying across the shop. All right, okay, there it is. All right, so the next step is to press it out. So now we have to go back to the press. We'll be right back. Okay, I got it back on the press. Check it out. So I got it upside down now. I'm going to push the bearing out from this side, okay? I don't ever mess with this seal right here. I know they're still available, but I never mess with it. All right, so we're going to add our little extra spacer there, tighten this up, and then come down. All right, here we go. All right, I think we ran out. We'll bring this back. See if we can put this one in there. Okay. And this should do it. Oh, it looks a little crooked. Oh well. No, it's too crooked. Come back here. Okay, let's try that. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Oops. Okay. Oops. All right. So now I got it. Okay. The bearing came out. All right. Here's the bearing right here. So what I do now is I clean this up really good, wire brush it, clean it. The bushing is in good shape, and then I paint them black. So that's how I know which ones I rebuilt by painting them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. I get it painted, and then we'll be back to put this thing together. Okay, we're back. But I want to show you another thing I do most of the time when I'm rebuilding a hub. So come on here and here a little closer. So here is the hub that we're going to rebuild, all right? And yeah, I had the students paint it. They did a great job. All right, so these are short stock studs. I want to get rid of these, and I want to install long studs. So these are much longer, and this helps to put the wheel on faster. Now, this is just a standard long stud, and I really don't even order these anymore, so I probably had these for a while. Now I use the Euro stud, which actually has kind of a round ball on the end of it right here, and it makes it getting the wheel on even faster, okay? But let me show you, since we got this off, it's really easy to put these, take them out and put them back, put it in the other one. So I just knocked these out with a hammer, like that. Okay, and then they're all out. Now, there are two different size studs. There's 1/6 and 1/8. And it's kind of confusing, but the 1/8 cars use 1/6 studs in the front, and then they have a bigger stud for the rear. So sometimes you might run into that if you have a 1/8 hub that you're going to need to have the 1/8 rears, and they're different. So I ordered some studs for a 2000 Miata, and we'll get into that when we go to put those in. All right, so to put these in, super simple. I just set them in the vise like that, and then I just hammer it flat all the way down like that. Okay. I told you it was easy. Nothing on this car is hard to work on. So everything's pretty simple. Okay, and I just want to make sure that they're seated down all the way, and it looks like I got them. All right, so now we have a hub that's all set up with long studs, and then now we're going to come back and we're going to put the whole thing together. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, so we're back at the press, okay? And check it out. The students cleaned this up really nice, and they painted it. It looks great. All right, so we got to get this into here, and it's actually pretty easy. So let's see. I might have to move my press around a little bit. All right, that's all the way up. So yeah, I'm going to have to go down a notch. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to set that there. Got my new bearing. Sit right on top here. And then what I usually do is I use the old bearing also. Okay. And we're going to need to shim it a little bit. There we go. We might even need to shim it more than that. Well, see if I can get it started. Might have just ran out of room. Making sure my mic was on. And it's going down slowly. Need more shim. And we'll just use this little guy. Oh yeah, it fits right underneath there. All right. It makes it nice if you have a press, that's for sure. So if you got a buddy that's got one and you can bum it, you know, it's definitely going to make it a lot easier than doing it on the vise with a hammer and a chisel. We're almost down all the way. So I want to go down until it stops. Okay, we just have to keep shimming it up. Oh, I think that one's going to be a little big. Let me see. I got some of my other ones in here. Yeah, that one might work. Let's get rid of that one. Put this one in here. I think we're almost there. Okay, that's it. Feels down. Feels like it went down all the way. Okay, so I don't know if you can get in here and take a look real close. I want to make sure that the bearing is down far enough that I can see that groove right there. All right, so we need to go put the snap ring in. So come with me. Okay, so here's the snap ring. And I want to make sure that's down all the way. And then it popped into the groove, and it did. Okay, so now we got to put this back in, and we'll be right back. All right, so now we got to put the hub back in there. All right, so I got it up on here. I'm just going to set this right here. You got to make sure you put that snap ring in there. All right, so I'm going to put that one there. I got this one that goes in like that. I think we can even add the socket. There we go. All right. Okay. And usually this thing just goes right in. And we're just going to go all the way down until it stops. Okay. Let's see, I have another one up in here. All right, we got a new camera person. We got Santa Maria. She's filming. She's pretty good about getting those close-in shots. You know, we might have to get a new camera person here. She's doing a really good job. Okay, and I feel that it's buried out. So I think we're down all the way. So let's take a look. All right, so here it is. Okay, so it's all together, nice and smooth. All right, I'm pressed in all the way. I can look back here. I can see I'm pressed in all the way. All right, everything looks real good. All right, so now you know how to rebuild your rear hub on your Miata. All right, hey, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Appreciate you requesting it, and I'll see you at the racetrack.